So now we're gonna measure some dry ingredients. It's not the dry ingredients. You use flour, you use sugar, you use brown sugar, you use baking soda, baking powder, you use all kinds of dry ingredients. And so we're gonna learn how to measure some dry ingredients. So these, I told you before, are called dry measure. So these dry measuring cups. The reason you don't want to use the liquid one is because I show you. We're going to measure out some sugar, and I am going to measure out half cup sugar. Should have written on someplace half a cup. You shouldn't have to guess. It should have written on there half a cup. So I'm going to scoop some out. Is that going to be half a cup? No. Is that going to be half a cup? No. So we're going to scoop it out of here, and then we're going to level it off. And we need a flat tool. This called spatula. I know. It doesn't use to fry eggs, but this is technically called spatula. It's very flat on each side. You're going to run it across the top, and you have exactly, perfectly 1/2 cup of sugar. Now, a couple other things that you can use. Some people, they don't have spatula, don't need spatula. So they're gonna measure, as long as it's flat, it's gonna work. Oh, you know what? There's a little lump in the sugar. You know what it happened? You know what that happened? Because it get moisture in there and the sugar, it'll bind together. Nothing wrong with it, just smoosh them. Just smash, smoosh them up, they'll be fine. Okay, you got to one of these things called rubber scraper. Flat side. It's level off perfectly. This is a wooden spoon. It's got flat side. It's gonna work too. One thing don't work is your knife. Okay, see your knife got a little dipper right here. Even got a little dipper on the top. So we measure it out this way. Get a little dent in the top. I know how to see on here. Believe me, I tell you the truth. It's to get a little dent in here. So you don't want to use that. You definitely don't want to use this because you get the bigger dip in the top now, and you're not going to have the right amount of sugar. Your cake is going to be tough. It's not going to be sweet. So you want to measure the right way. Now, you need for salt. You need small amount because, you know, when I do class, people come up and they say to me, Chef Kia, each call for 1 tablespoon. I don't have 1 tablespoon. How am I going to do 1 tablespoon? Help me. That's the one you use the cups. I got the sugar on here. That's okay. So I like it to do it over something else. I'm going to measure out a teaspoon of sugar. And right here, say 1 teaspoon. So again, I'm just going to pour. You don't have to dig in that time. You're just going to pour. Salt's cheap, so if you waste a little bit, it's not going to be a bigger deal. You're going to take, level it up. Now this is the part you use. This is the part that you throw away. So you're going to use this part. This is what you're going to put in. So this is how you're going to measure smaller amounts. Now, flour. Flour, that is something different. Flour asks for in 2 ways. It asks for sifted, it asks for unsifted. And then to make a bigger difference. If it is just say, it wants 1 cup flour, it means 1 cup unsifted flour. You still don't want a bigger lump and everything in there, but you want 1 cup unsifted. If it wants sifted, it will tell you sifted. Or in this class, if you got some questions, just ask Miss S, because you know she most of the time pretty nice. Not always, but most of the time she's pretty nice, and she'll give you the answer, or she'll go over it with you ahead of time. So I got flour here, and we're gonna talk about measuring out the flour. This is gonna be for our sifter. We're gonna do some comparing. We're gonna do this. So I get my flour and get my right tool, I level off. Perfect. 1 cup flour. Now I'm going to sift this flour and see if it makes any difference. What you're doing when you're sifting, you can use one of those squishy, squeeze things, or you can use one of these. I think these work pretty good. But don't wash them, don't get them wet, because then the next person to go to use them, they got wet in here and they put flour in here and they end up with glue. So just take out any big chunks that you don't want to, and you can actually smush them through. Taking out the bigger chunks, it's going to take out, it's going to put in air. It makes it fluffy, makes it light. So when you make your pancakes, or you make your cake, or you make your bread, it's going to be nice and light. So now I'm going to do a little experiment here. I'm going to treat this very gentle, because I want to leave it in here. So I'm going to spoon in 1 cup flour. I'm not taking it and going plop, 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 plop. I'm doing it very gentle because I want it to stay sifted. This is a flour that you buy at the store. Let me tell you, it's been thrown all over the place. It come out of big chutes and it go whoosh, and it go down the big chute, and it have packed, and then they put it in a bag. They do the same thing. They put the bag on a pallet, and then they put the pallet all over the place, and they put it in the trunk, and the trunk over the bumps, and they put it in the store, and they throw it on the shelves, and you toss it around at home. It get pretty smashed down. So now, this 1 cup sifted flour, that your extra. That how much extra? They probably 1/4 to 1/3 cup extra flour that not sifted. So the problem is, if you don't sift it and you put in the extra 1/2, 1/4, your baked goods gonna be really tough. And spoon, you rarely have to measure, rarely have to measure with sifting. It's not a small amount, not gonna make a difference. But this, okay, you making the bread, it calls for 6 cups sifted flour. You do unsifted flour, okay, you got 1/3 cup here, 1/3 times 6, you get 2 extra cups flour in your bread. That's going to be a lot, and your bread is going to be kind of like a hockey puck. Okie dokie! So, we're going to measure a couple things that get measured in different ways. Now, brown sugar. Brown sugar get measured always in different ways, whether it's say packed or whether it's not say packed. Brown sugar always, unless it say differently, and it never will, I don't think, it's going to get measured packed. So I like it to keep my hands clean. So I'm gonna dip it in here, and I'm using the side of the bag, and I'm pressing and pressing and pressing. So let me show you what's going on inside of the bag. I'm taking this and I'm pressing it down. And I'm taking some more and I'm pressing it down. Now I'm not killing the cup. I'm not smash, smash, and breaking the handle off. I just press it, gentle. But when I do it at home, when I do it at the restaurant, I press like this so I don't get yucky hands. Okay? Now I'm gonna just press it until it's level. I don't have to level it up. I'm gonna press it till it's level. Easy schmeezy way, tell if you got this done all right. Magic trick. Love it when cooking, have magic tricks. You take this, you turn it upside down, it holds its shape. Just like making a sand castle. Pretty easy. Easy schmeezy. Okay? So that's going to be how you do packed. Oh my heavens, what a mess I made. Bye. Adios. Arrivederci. Bonjour. Oh, is that hello? Au revoir. Au revoir. And later, dude.